In today's session, we are going to discuss about counters. Counter is a special type of sequential circuit. Suppose this is a counter, 2-bit counter. 2-bit counter has 4 states. That is 2 raised to 2, 4. First state is 0, 0. Second state is 0, 1. Third state is 1, 0. Last state is 1, 1. The output value increases by 1 on each clock cycle. Suppose if first state, if you are in first state 0, 0, upon the first clock comes, it will goes to 0, 1. When next clock pulse comes, it goes to 1, 0. Like that it goes on. From final state, it passed to first state. Okay. So the output value increases by 1 on each clock cycle. So what is a counter? Counter is a device used for counting the number of particular events as occurred. It will store that value or sometimes displays. In a counter, there is a finite number of states, each of which represents a number. Why we need a counter? Mainly there are 3 functions: timing, sequencing, counting. Timing. Suppose we have a high frequency pulse train of 10 megahertz crystal oscillator. We want to divide that 10 megahertz into much lower frequency, say 1 hertz. It is possible by using a counter. So this timing, we are using this timing to build a precision digital clock. Next is sequencing. If you have a large machine having different components and we want to apply power to each component in a sequence, we use counter. For example, in rocket motor, we are using this counter. And third one is counting. We have seen traffic light that counts red, green, yellow. For red color, we have this much count. For green color, this much count, like that. So the counting decreases. Suppose red light have from 60 to it decreases to 0. Then green light comes. So in traffic light, we are using counter for counting. Counter is divided into 2 categories. One is asynchronous counter, or it is otherwise called ripple counter. Second one is synchronous counter. In asynchronous counter, we are giving external clock pulse only to the first flip-flop. The second flip-flop is triggered from the output of first flip-flop. See this figure. In this circuit, we are using JK flip-flop. It's a 2-bit counter, so we are using 2 flip-flops. To make flip-flop as a counter, we are giving high pulse to JK inputs of both the flip-flops. We are in asynchronous counter, we are giving external clock only to the first flip-flop. Second flip-flop is triggered from the output of first flip-flop. That is, first flip-flop output is given to the second clock of the second flip-flop. If third flip-flop is there, the output of second flip-flop will be given to the clock of third flip-flop. Like that it goes on. So the asynchronous counter, we can say it is a slow process, because the second flip-flop is triggered when 2 clock pulses come to the first flip-flop. But in synchronous counter, all flip-flops are triggered simultaneously. See, all clock pulses of all flip-flops are parallelly connected. So when clock pulse is generated, all flip-flops are getting clock pulse at the same time. So in asynchronous counter, the speed is low. In synchronous counter, the speed is high. Asynchronous counter is much simple to design for large number of states. For synchronous counter, for large number of states, the design process become complicated. In asynchronous counter, we are all flip-flops are not clocked simultaneously. In synchronous counter, all flip-flops are triggered simultaneously. In asynchronous counter, flip-flops connected such a way that the first flip-flop drives the second flip-flop. Second flip-flop drives the third flip-flop, like that. In synchronous counter, all flip-flops, all clock inputs of the flip-flops are connected parallelly, so all are triggered simultaneously. Now we will discuss about asynchronous counter. First one, asynchronous up counter. Here a 2-bit asynchronous counter is shown. That is, we are using 2 flip-flops for 2-bit asynchronous counter. From this figure, it is clearly seen that it is asynchronous counter. How? We are giving external clock pulse to first flip-flop. The second flip-flop is triggered from the output of the first flip-flop. That is, output of first flip-flop is given to the clock of the second flip-flop. That is how the second flip-flop is triggered. By seeing this, we can understand that this is an asynchronous counter. To make it an asynchronous up counter, what we will use? We will use the output Q0 to clock of the second flip-flop. So what will happen? This is the clock pulse. This is the Q0 output. Here it is. We are giving negative edge triggered flip-flop. So the output will change on the falling edge of the clock. Suppose Q0 changes. When Q0 changes from high to low pulse, this transition at this particular moment, the output changes from 1 to 0. See the second one. In the negative edge, this 0 to high process change came. In the negative falling edge, the 1 became 0. In the next falling edge, 0 became 1, like that is goes on. And this output, Q0 output, is given to the clock of second flip-flop. So from this square pulse, we can make Q1 output. That is, the falling edge of Q0 is a clock that gives a transition to Q1, 1 to 0. When next falling edge come only, the Q1 changes from 0 to 1. Next falling edge coming over here, then 1 changes to 0. So from we see vertically Q0 0, Q1 0, that is 0 0, first clock pulse. Sorry, first count. And next here Q1 is 0, Q0 is 1, so 0 1. Here Q1 is 1, Q0 is 0, so we can count 1 0. Here Q1 and Q0 are both are 1, so 1 1. So 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. That is the up counter counts. And coming to asynchronous down counter, the only change is in up counter we gave Q0 to clock of the second flip-flop. Here what is the change? Not from Q1, sorry, not from here. We are giving from Q1 bar. Okay. From the Q1 bar, we are giving clock to the second flip-flop. So coming to the timing diagram, this is the timing diagram. So we are giving external clock here. That clock pulse is shown here. The Q1 output is shown here. That is, it is a negative edge triggered flip-flop. So in the falling edge, the output changes 0 to 1. Next negative edge came 1 to 0. Next negative edge came 0 to 1. Like that it goes on. And this Q1 bar is given to clock of the second flip-flop. So we want to draw the timing diagram of Q1 bar. That is the opposite of Q1 that we drawn here. Then next, from the negative edge of the Q1 bar, the Q2 changes. That is from the negative falling edge from 0 to 1 changed. Then next negative edge 1 to 0 change, next negative edge 0 to 1 change. Like that it goes on. So we can count the counts of the counter Q2, Q1. Q2 is 1, Q1 is 1. So 1, 1. Here Q1, Q2 is 1, Q1 is 0. So we can write 1, 0. Here Q2 is 0, Q1 is 1. We can write 0, 1. Here Q2 is 0 and Q1 also 0. So we can write 0, 0. So this is down counter 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. This is how the asynchronous down counter works. Next circuit is 2-bit ripple up-down counter. Ripple counter means asynchronous counter. Ripple counter is another name of asynchronous counter. Here we are in previous two circuits we have seen up counter and down counter separately. Here we are in this circuit we can use for up counting as well as down counting, both in same circuit. For this we have an additional combination circuit we are using here. 2 AND gates and then 1 OR gate, and another new input M. M is given to first AND gate, and the not operation complement of M bar is given to the second AND gate. This is the construction. So when M equal to 1, it is up counting. And when M equal to 0, it is down counting. Okay, this is the Q1 M plus Q1 bar M. That is the expression for this up down counter. We can see if M equal to 1, suppose if M equal to 1, M is given here, that 1 is coming here and Q1 is coming here. Okay, this output of AND gate will depend on Q1, because when AND gate, the output of AND gate is 1 only when both the inputs are 1. Okay, when M equal to 1 here, the M equal to 0 will be going in the down AND gate. So this AND gate is disabled. When M equal to 1, second AND gate is disabled. So it will be up counting. Okay, when M equal to 0, first AND gate is disabled and second AND gate is enabled. So it will be down counting. Then Q1 will be triggering the second flip-flop. When Q1 is triggering the second flip-flop, it is down counting. That is, second AND gate is active, first AND gate is deactive. Okay. So, when in up counting, when up counting comes, M equal to 1. M equal to 1 means first AND gate is active. So Q1 is giving clock to the second flip-flop. When M equal to 0, Q1 bar is triggering the second flip-flop. That is down counting. And this is expression Q1 M plus Q1 bar M bar. Okay. That's all for today's session.